All right, back to one of our top stories at this hour. Community leaders in Samora Machel in Cape Town are calling for an urgent meeting with government and police to address escalating crime. At least 4 pupils have been gunned down in the space of a month. The latest victim is a 15-year-old from Zisukanya High School who was shot and killed on Wednesday morning. Samora Machel CPF member Xolani Joja is with us to discuss this. Joja, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this evening. So 4 learners having been killed in their school uniform in the space of just 3 weeks. Do you believe this is orchestrated?
Yeah, good evening to everyone. Thank you very much for having me here this evening. Firstly, I would like to say condolences to the families who lost their loved ones in the area of Samora Machel, particularly the school learners that have been affected on this issue. As a CPF of Samora Machel, we are extending our condolences to the families, school management, because school are part of this, because I know that the school management are very traumatized about what happened to those learners. I just want to say that even the community are very shocked of what happened to this incident that took place in 3 weeks' time. 4 learners are gunned down in the area of Samora Machel, and we are very concerned about that, and we condemn that. Today I visited the family, the recent family that was affected, which is the 15-year-old learner. We visited the family today, of which we are still shocked, and we don't know what happened to the learner. It's a lady. Out of 3 learners who are the boys. We are still shocked even now. The police are still investigating the matter, of which we are pledging the families, everyone in the community, stakeholders, to come forward to the police, so the police, they can take this issue, the investigation forward. And yesterday, the young people of Samora Machel were concerned about this. They had a march yesterday whereby they said to their memorandum that was signed by the police, by the CPF, by the City of Cape Town officials. And yes, so they said that the cause of this, it's unemployment, that cause of this crime that is happening in Samora Machel, of which there is no one who is aware what is the motive behind this. Either it's a gang violence, either it's an attack. That is why we are saying everyone who knows everything that is happening, those people must come forward so that the police can investigate further, so that the arrest can be done.
Right. So according to a Ground Up article, they speak of possible turf wars between Samora Machel and the Nyanga area, saying that some of the learners have spoken about being threatened by boys from the Nyanga area, that if they set foot in their area, they could be killed. They speak of turf wars that include protection fees from extorting Somali-owned spaza shops. As CPF, do you come across such cases of criminality on your day-to-day runnings with the people of these areas?
We are not aware about the Nyanga area and versus Samora Machel. For instance, the incident that took place of the 4 learners, 1 learner is staying in Samora Machel, but is attending school in Philippi, which is Natemba High School, the first one. The three that were also gunshot, they are staying in Samora Machel. They are attending school in Samora Machel. So that is why we said everyone who have any information must come forward. It's new. It's new now to us to say that from Nyanga, people of Nyanga, they are not allowed to Samora versus Somalia and extortion. This thing is not about extortion. Remember, we're talking about young people. young people who are still at school. There is no extortion. Remember, extortion is broad, is dealing with Somalians. These young people are not involved in Somalian issue. They are not involved in the extortion. That is why we are saying that anyone who have information, they must come forward so that the police can plan properly with the relevant information, so the community can plan properly with relevant information. We are talking about under 20 years old kids here. There is no one in that age who's still at school who are involved in extortion. We know about extortion, so at this stage, there's nothing in our concern. Hence, we are saying we want anyone who have information so that they can come forward, so that the police can do a proper investigation towards the arrest of those perpetrators.
And what are some of the typical cases that you experience within your area with regards to crime? Do you find that there are gang wars amongst young people, or that's not quite prevalent within your area?
As I said before, in Samora Machel, we are experiencing just killings. Hence, we are saying that we are not sure that whether it's a gang violence, but there's a killings every day. In the past 2 months, I can mention, but I'm not sure with the stats. The police can give us a real stats. In the past 4 months until to date, I think is around 10 or 9 bodies who were gunshot in the area of Samora Machel, including these 4 learners in the past 2 months. So we are not sure. It's just a shooting. We are not sure what motive behind of this. Hence, we are appealing to the resident that they must come forward so that they can give us information, they can give the police information, so the police they can do their job properly. Hence, until today, there is no arrest out of those incidents because there is no one who's come forward.
You speak that
who's
police
willing to come forward with the information.
Right. I mean, you speak that police are currently investigating these cases. What's the general level of response from police and the level of policing in that area?
The police are doing very well. The police are trying their best that they can. But remember, without information from the resident, remember, when the incident took place, there's no police in that scene. There's the community. The police, they just arrived after they received a call, or a notice that there's an incident that is taking place, there's a gunshot that is taking place. When the police arrive on the scene, there's no one who wants to give information to the police to say that, look, so-and-so did this. Xolani Joja shoot that guy. So that is why the investigation will take so long. And I cannot speak on behalf of the police, in terms of their investigation. And I'm not interested in that. I don't know how they do their investigation. But that's why I'm saying that's why the investigation is taking so long. Because the police don't have information as who did this, as why they did this. This is why we're appealing to the community to say that they must come forward. Because the police alone, they cannot fight crime alone without the information, without the assistance of the community.
No, that's very true. So you are calling for the community to come forward and assisting the police in order to solve some of these murders and many others that have happened within your area. There are children that are still continuing to go to school amid these killings where you have no idea where any of this is coming from. Are there any interventions from a CPF point of view in the meantime to ensure the safety of those children that are still going to school?
I know that the learners will be writing their June exams, and there is a plan on place. And before this, there are neighborhood watches, even not neighborhood watches, the community of Samora Machel, they came out. They are neighborhood watches. They are community members. Remember, the neighborhood watch are people who are trained and screened by the subs that this person was not involved in the criminal element, before. There are community members who stood up themselves to say that we want to protect our community. We'll patrol the area. They've been there early in the morning since maybe around 5 o'clock until 8 o'clock, waiting for the community members to go to take the taxis to work. So now there are patrollers, there are neighborhood watches who always patrolling at school, preparing for students after these incidents, you know. But we are still planning. We are going to have a meeting on Tuesday, an urgent meeting, where we are going to ask the City of Cape Town to assist in deploying LEAP officers, which is the students that are on training, so they can go and do their practical work in those schools around Samora Machel. We even we did have a patrol on Thursday with police, where we were searching school, entering to the school. You know, you cannot believe after that search, we found a 15-year girl with ganja, which is dacha. A 15-year girl out of 1,000 and something learners in that particular school, which is Philippi High School. You know, in the morning, 7 o'clock until 8 o'clock, we found a ganja, a matches, and I don't know what we call it, ingawe, in that particular girl. That girl, he said, yes, I'm smoking this thing. It's 15-year-old, you know. So
Right.
the police, after this, they will do their patrolling in the school, but we have our plans in going forward in terms of bringing the neighborhood watch into the schools. You know, we also going to meet with Department of Education so they can assist in terms of resourcing those neighborhood watches. Remember, neighborhood watches are people that staying at home, they are unemployed, whereas there's money in the government. If the government cannot assist and intervene to this particular matter, there's nothing that the community can do. You know, without assistance, remember, we need everyone on board. Government, the community. Without government, the community cannot work alone. Without community, the police cannot work alone, and the government cannot work alone. We need everyone to be on board so that we can try and resolve this issue and fight this crime together.
Most certainly. CPF member Xolani Joja, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We certainly do appreciate your time. That is Samora Machel CPF member Xolani Joja speaking to us there on the back of 4 learners having been gunned down in the Samora Machel area in the space of just 3 weeks.